Most indie ebook writers these days have an editor, an outside editor. So they finish the novel, they send it to the editor. The editor works on it from anywhere from a few days to a few weeks to a month or whatever. Sends it back to them, then it goes through beta readers, and they have a whole process before they finally produce the story. I don't use any editor at all. And probably probably some readers say, well, that's why your stuff is no good or whatever. But I can't help it. I write it the way I think it should end up, and I don't see any need for an editor. I try to write very clean, and I go back through it one time when it's done, and it usually takes me a day or 2 days, depending on how long the book is. And I'm looking for, obviously, for typos, punctuation, and some word choice type of thing. You use the same word in the paragraph 3 times, and you didn't mean to, and it doesn't sound good. That type of thing. And some, maybe a few clarifications. But I'm not moving blocks of text around. I'm not changing scenes. None of that stuff. I have the idea of the story as it progresses, and I just tell the story, and that's it. And then let the chips fall where they may. So everybody's different, but I don't see any need to use an editor, and I think it would be detrimental. The narrator kind of speaks a little bit in the mind of the main character, Chris, and I think an editor might not be in sync with that as much, and I think I would have trouble with that. And everybody's different, but in my case, I do have somewhat of a background in journalism and some newspaper work, and I think that gives you, a little bit of a heads up or a head start on, or leg up, sorry, a leg up on being able to kind of self-edit. Because again, you're under deadline pressure. You have to do things quickly. It has to be clean. It has to be fairly clear. And I think I'd recommend, people have asked me, any tips for beginning novelists. I think one thing would be try to do some writing for your local newspaper if you can. It's amazing how that forces you to tighten up your prose and to be clear. Okay, thanks.